I thought it would never get any better than that. And then I started having computer problems, internet problems.
Yep.
My wife's computer crapped out. My dad passed away. I quit my job. I moved.
Yeah,
and then
well,
it's
you
like,
going through life changes then, you know?
yeah. And then in April of this year, I finally got back on, because I would post, 1 or 2 videos a month for like 6 months there. And then in April, I started posting a little more frequently. I think I did like 15 videos in April and like 20 something in May. The video that actually caused all this growth is a video that I posted in September of last year. Because
I saw that.
because it had done like 8 or 9,000 views, but it had such a high like to dislike ratio, that for whatever reason, at the start of this season, the YouTube algorithm was like, hey, we're going to push that. Yeah.
If you think about it, I mean, look what you're doing now and what you were doing then. Now we're getting into like YouTube growth channel, like how to kind of grow is obviously consistency. You were super consistent there for, at least 2 months, which YouTube likes.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're doing it again.
So like right now, I'm just trying to stay consistent.
It is a commitment. I mean, look how long it took us to get here. It took us almost 2 years to get to this point. But our timelines were so jacked up because, I went through a change early, starting in 2017. It probably took me, I was without a computer for almost a year, not by choice, but because like we had to find a way to live in one room together with other family members.
It's hard to create content when you're living
impossible.
in a basement with a bunch of other people.
It's absolutely impossible to do that. And if you can do that, I applaud you, and I want to know what you did and how you did it. But honestly, I said, I just want to do it. There's a few reasons why. It's not just because I love Gears of War, because I don't really think my channel is going to be focused on just Gears 5 in the future. When I actually, I think I talked to this, maybe mentioned this in Twitter DMs at one point, is that I was actually thinking about making the channel about technology. Like I have a very like in-depth smart home. Like if you actually if I was to open up and turn this camera right now, look, see my Philips Hue lights that are outside in my landscaping, that I can control from my phone, or the HomePod, or
in the landscaping. That's next level.
Yeah, they're not they're Philips Hues that they're designed for landscaping, and so when I was thinking about getting into YouTube, it's because I have a passion to do what I used to do, which is make videos or stream a video game and whatever. But I was like, I'm getting older. Maybe it's not video games. Maybe it's technology. But then I was like, you know what? I can't fake that, because my passion's not my passion's technology, but my love is video games. So it's completely different. I've been focusing only on a few social media outlets, and just trying to figure out, what works, what doesn't work, and what people like, what I like, and get feedback. So it's fun, but it is a job within itself. It's not instant night over success. There's a lot of learning and a lot of secrets and a lot of stuff that you're never going to know. Do you pre-plan your content in advance? Like, do you know, like, next week on Tuesday, I'm going to do this? Or do you go, here's what I'm doing, here's what I think would be cool, and let's play around with it and drop it?
Generally, no. I don't really plan things out. If I have something specific that comes into my head, like today I released a video on the set bonuses that need to be changed.
Yep.
I thought of that yesterday morning, and, I came home. I actually wrote a script, which I very rarely do, and I recorded it. And then, but like most of my content at this point is kind of spontaneous stuff. It's vlogs, it's, this podcast, it's, random riffs that I've run. If I'm doing like a build guide or something where I need to convey a specific message, instead of scripting it, what I'll do is I'll, get everything set up. I'll have specific talking points like, all right, I'm going to talk about my Paragon. I'm going to talk about, what gems I'm using, what gear, all that. And all that's pretty straightforward to the point that I don't even have to write it out. Like, I just know in my head, okay, I got to talk about this, 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 and this. And then when I'm talking, if I go, I make a note in my head that I'm going to have to cut that out. And so then I take a little pause so that in the audio clip, when I'm editing, I can see, okay, there was a pause after that, so there's something I need to cut out. Yeah, see, I used to not screw with it. I used to not really care. I would just kind of, post a lot of raw footage, and, I've gotten to where I'm trying to be a little more on top of it. I'm trying to do, thumbnails with every video. I'm trying to, trying to edit out some of the ums and yeahs,
It's a lot of work, and then it's like, dang, I wish I would have done that better. Yeah, it's good discussion. It's interesting to hear that we have the same issue in the end.
Yeah,
I don't know if Twitch is for me at this stage in my life, because I don't have the time to hop on and stream for hours on end, or stream for a few hours and have a lot of energy. I mean, I've already been up for, almost 24 hours by that point. So my energy level is at a zero. It's like running on fumes. And that's the issue I had with back when I streamed, when you met me. I was tired. I mean, I would be yawning and I would lose interest. So YouTube has actually been more fun because it's challenging me in different ways.
Streaming is a 3-hour time commitment, a 2 to 3 hour time commitment, a few days a week, where that's a set time. You have to dedicate that 2-3 hours with nothing else getting. I can record a background rift with no audio when my wife is, if my wife is watching a show on her setup, and I'm kind of listening with her, I can record a rift with no background noise, turn off my mic and just record the desktop audio. And then 3 hours later, I can talk about, my goals for the day, or, what happened this week, why I didn't record or whatever. And then a day and a half later, I can edit those together and post them online. And now I have a video that's taken, 30 minutes to record, edit, and post across 3 days, as opposed to a 2.5, 3 hour time block all at once. In my opinion, if there's any, aspiring content creators out there that just happen to be watching this, the way to succeed on YouTube and Twitter is daily uploads on YouTube, stream 5 to 6 days a week.
Yeah.
That's it. If you do that, you will be successful. It may take you a while, but it'll happen. Because people that are grinding that hard are going to get noticed.
Yeah, because YouTube's going to notice and Twitter's going to notice, and they're going to feed you in because that's what they need.
I've tried so hard daily uploads. I've tried it several different times. I always get, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks down the road, and then I fall off because suddenly all that pre-recorded content I had is used up, and I don't have the time to continue to put that much effort into. You get that end of season announcement at the end of a Diablo season, and then you're like, all right, it's go time. Now we got to get 7 starter guides, a best start to the season video, what's the fastest class to Torment 16 video, what's the overall best class for the season, what are my plans for the season, what are my plans for opening night, You know,
Yep.
so you have like
Yep.
2.5 weeks of daily content right at the beginning of the season, but then after that, it
Per-
kind of goes away.
Yeah. Make things catchy and entertaining and not be too long, and
Yeah.
that's the hard part, honestly.
Bro, my old build guides were like 25, 30 minutes. And
Yeah.
now when I do a build guide, it's like 7 minutes. Done.
Yeah,
It's like
and
you just
that's the
learn
key.
what the important information is, and you
Mhm.
learn how to put it in a concise manner.
It's also what's in the video that truly matters. What's your content? And a lot of people that are getting started don't really know or care. I mean, you don't know what you don't know until you start doing it and you start learning.